12-year-old Malik stood in line at the busy downtown cafe, clutching a crumpled $10 bill in his sweaty palm. It was a bright Saturday morning in Washington, D.C., and he was determined to surprise his mom with her favorite caramel latte. She had been working late nights all week, and though she never complained, Malik noticed the dark circles under her eyes, the sighs she let out when she thought no one was listening. He had overheard her on the phone last night, speaking in a voice tinged with exhaustion. Something about a high-level case, something about protecting someone important. He didn't know all the details, he just knew she was tired, and he wanted to make her smile. Malik's sneakers squeaked as he took another step forward in the queue. He could already smell the roasted coffee beans and the sugary sweetness of baked goods. His heart thudded excitedly. This was going to be a simple act of kindness. Just a small way to say thank you to the woman who did everything for him. The line moved quickly, and soon Malik was at the counter. A tall, blonde barista named Kyle leaned forward, his eyes narrowing the moment they landed on Malik. "You lost or something?" Kyle asked, his voice a little too loud, a little too sharp. Malik blinked, confused. "No, sir. I'd like to buy a caramel latte, please." Kyle gave him a tight-lipped smile that didn't reach his eyes. "You sure you have the money for that?" Malik's hand trembled as he held out the $10 bill. "Yes. Here." But Kyle didn't take the money. Instead, he stepped out from behind the counter, eyes scanning Malik suspiciously. "I saw you near the pastries. Don't play games, kid. What did you put in your pocket?" Heads turned. Conversations quieted. A silence fell over the cafe like a heavy blanket. I didn't take anything," Malik stammered, his voice barely above a whisper. Kyle folded his arms. "Empty your pockets." Malik looked around, eyes wide with humiliation. He felt dozens of eyes piercing through him, judging, accusing. A few people looked uncomfortable, but no one said a word. A man near the door muttered, probably up to no good. A woman clutched her purse tighter. "I didn't steal anything," Malik repeated, his voice shaking now. "I just wanted to buy a latte for my mom." Kyle didn't budge. "Then you won't mind emptying your pockets, will you?" Malik's throat closed up, his heart hammering like a drum. He slowly pulled out the contents of his pockets, a stick of gum, a school ID, and the $10 bill. "See?" he whispered. Kyle frowned, looking uncertain for a second, but the damage was done. The seed of doubt had already been planted in everyone's mind. At that moment, the cafe door burst open. Malik. A tall, poised woman in a sharp navy blue suit strode in, her heels clicking authoritatively on the tile. Her short natural hair framed a face both beautiful and formidable. Her badge glinted at her hip, and her presence seemed to suck the air out of the room. Malik's face lit up. "Mom!" The entire cafe froze. Kyle's face drained of color. "Agent Monroe," someone whispered. The woman didn't even glance around. Her eyes were locked on her son, who looked as though he might cry. She wrapped him in a tight hug, her body language both protective and powerful. "What happened?" she asked gently, brushing a hand over his hair. I just wanted to get you a coffee," Malik said, fighting tears. "But the man said I stole something." Agent Dana Monroe stood up slowly and turned to Kyle, her face unreadable. "You accused my son of theft." Kyle swallowed hard. I didn't know he was your son. I just thought." "What?" Dana interrupted. "You thought because he's a black boy alone in a cafe, he must be a thief." I didn't mean." "But you did. You humiliated a child in front of an entire room of people based on your own prejudice." Kyle's mouth opened and closed, but no words came out. A few people looked away in shame. Others now looked at Malik with guilt in their eyes. Dana looked around the cafe, her voice rising, not in anger, but with the fierce calm of someone used to command. This isn't about my title. This isn't about being an FBI director. This is about a boy who wanted to do something kind for his mother and was treated like a criminal because of the color of his skin. A man in the back finally stood. She's right. I saw what happened. The kid didn't take anything. He just stood in line like everyone else. An elderly woman nodded. We should have spoken up. I'm sorry, son. More murmurs of agreement spread. Someone approached Malik and handed him a gift card. For you and your mom. I'm sorry for what you went through. Dana turned to Kyle, her eyes still fierce. I suggest you take a long, hard look at your biases. Because next time, the consequences might not be as gentle as this. Kyle looked like he wanted to disappear into the floor. Dana took Malik's hand and led him to a table. A different barista, with tears in her eyes, brought over a caramel latte and a muffin, on the house. As Malik took a sip, Dana kissed his forehead. I'm so proud of you, she whispered. Not for what happened here, but for your heart. For your kindness. You were trying to do something good, even when no one was watching. Malik leaned into her, feeling the warmth of her arms and the strength in her presence. I just wanted to make you smile. You already did. Outside the cafe, the world continued spinning. But inside, something had shifted. A roomful of people had seen a child shamed for no reason. They had witnessed a mother's fierce love. And in that moment, compassion cracked through indifference. The next day, the cafe put up a new sign on the wall. Kindness is served here. All are welcome. And under it, a photo of Malik and his mom, smiling, holding hands. Because sometimes, it takes a small act of kindness to expose a big injustice, and the courage of one child to remind the world what humanity looks like.